All right, let's talk about FragPunk. The game just dropped and it's already blowing up on Steam. Tons of players, big streamers checking it out, and a bunch of people already calling it the next big shooter. But hold up, I've seen this story before. A fast-paced FPS launches, gets insane hype, and then vanishes a few months later. You know, just like Hyperscape, that's dead. X-Defiant, after delays, that's dead. Splitgate, it was amazing, but it lost its momentum. So the real question is, does FragPunk actually have what it takes to survive, or is it already showing signs of trouble? Let's break it down. First off, the amount of hype this game got at launch is real. The game is free to play. It's got hero shooter mechanics like Overwatch, tactical gunplay like Valorant, and some wild card based abilities that let you completely switch up the rules mid-fight. And that last part is what got people hooked. You can literally flip gravity, turn invisible, or buff your weapons in the middle of a fight. It's unpredictable, chaotic, and honestly, people are finding it fun as hell. The game is also reportedly running pretty well, even on Steam Deck. And for a new free-to-play shooter in 2025, that's a miracle. But here's the problem. We've seen this before. A great launch doesn't mean long-term success. So let's talk about what usually kills these games and whether FragPunk can dodge those bullets. One of the biggest reasons shooters like this crash and burn is what I call the skill curve cliff. Basically, a new game drops, everyone has fun, but within a few weeks, the skill gap becomes ridiculous. Sweats take over, casuals get stomped, and suddenly half of the player base disappears. Apex survived this because it had strong matchmaking, but Hyperscape, the game was impossible for new players to enjoy after 2 weeks. So where does FragPunk land? Well, I'm kind of worried. One or two things are going to happen. Either they add better matchmaking to keep casuals around, or we're going to see a huge drop off within a month. And once a game loses that early momentum, it's very hard for it to get back. Monetization can also make or break a free-to-play shooter. And right now, we don't know if FragPunk is going to become pay to win or not. The devs are already talking about adding more ability cards in future updates. And if those cards are locked behind a battle pass or loot boxes, yeah, that's going to be a huge red flag. Because here's the thing, shooters live and die by their fair competition. If you start locking key gameplay mechanics behind a paywall, players will bounce fast. Some would say Warframe does free to play right. And we've seen the way games like Halo Infinite tried to handle microtransactions. I all know how that went. FragPunk is at a crossroads. If they keep everything balanced and fair, they could build a dedicated player base. But if they go full pay to win, the game is getting deleted from hard drives real quick. Like I said, since the launch, people have been having a lot of fun with it. But even if the game is fun right now, the real question will quickly become, what's next? Because let's be honest, players burn through content so fast. One of the biggest mistakes new shooters tend to make, they don't have a solid content roadmap. Apex Legends and Warframe kept growing because they had constant updates, new characters, events, and an actual reason for people to keep playing. Meanwhile, Splitgate kind of ran out of fresh content and lost momentum. X-Defiant game got off to a good start, then out of nowhere, dead. What is FragPunk's plan? Are we getting new maps, new ability cards, new weapons regularly? Or is this another game that drops fast and fades even faster? So currently, here's where I stand looking at FragPunk. The gameplay can be quite fun. It does have some unique concepts with the card system, but the long-term survival is questionable. Right now, the biggest threat isn't the game itself, it's the industry in general. There are so many live service shooters that flop, not because they're bad, but because they can't keep up. FragPunk could be different, but only if the devs make the right moves. So what do you think? Will FragPunk be the next big thing, or is it doomed to fail? Drop a comment, let's talk about it. And if you want to see more deep dives like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.